Well, good afternoon. This is Captain Patrick again, kind of our third installment on inflation. And again, please know that I'm trying to answer your questions and questions of people that have called lately and had concerns about inflation and what their timeline is for buying or chartering or by the way, taking a yacht out of charter. You know, we haven't talked about that, an exit plan. Pretty important conversation when you consider the issues of recapture and other mistakes that people often make. Remember, I'm kind of familiar with their mistakes because often as an enrolled agent, I end up defending them. I end up taking the audit case and doing the defense work, and that's expensive and tedious, and you don't want to go down that route, promise me. Whether it's more money for us or not, you don't want to go down that route. So back to the inflation video. In my last video, we talked about the fact that are there inflation issues, harmful inflation issues that affect the charter yacht industry. Remember, we talked about 3 charter protocols: crude charter, variable yacht charter, and then of course GI, guaranteed income. Briefly, in the crude charter from 30,000 feet, we don't see an issue because in the crude charter world, they can pass those costs along to the charter guests. Well, sorry, Mr. and Mrs. Jones, your charter is going to be $1,500 more this year than it was last year. Well, first of all, Mr. and Mrs. Jones are expecting that because everything they've spent this year costs $1,500 more, including a gallon of gas, than last year. Just kidding. But the point is that people understand that when there's inflation, there's going to be higher prices. Crude charter, don't see an issue there. Number 2, variable. Remember, variable yacht programs are very scary, very dangerous. Yacht doesn't go out, you don't get paid. Doesn't matter whether it's a storm or it's COVID or whatever's happening, your country's closed down, yacht doesn't go out, you don't get paid. Meanwhile, your expenses continue. Let's make sure that we have a very specific conversation with you about a variable yacht program if in fact you're leaning in that direction. Last, of course, we have GI, guaranteed income. Kind of like guaranteed income programs. By the way, they're a great starter program to familiarize yourself with the yachting world and the yachting world as a business. Number 2, a lot of wives are very comfortable, more comfortable, investing $1 million in a yacht, combination of down payment and mortgage, in a foreign country, in salt water, if they have a guaranteed income program check every month. So again, that's something that you might want to think about in your quiver of arrows before making a final decision. So kind of winding this last thing down, remember that in certain business operations, you have dramatic depreciation. Remember, depreciation is 100% through the end of 2022, and then it drops to 80%. This is bonus, not Section 179. And if you even think 179, we need to talk, the sooner the better. But anyways, if that depreciation, say on a $1.5 million yacht, that's a massive amount of money. Now again, that knife is sharp on both sides. There's issues we have to talk about, exit strategy, exit planning, those kinds of things. But still, if you were to bank or receive a credit of $300,000, $400,000 in income tax credits, again, from a business that's been properly constructed and properly operated in the eyes of the IRS, checking off all 11 boxes, not just one, as many people have been told by their yacht broker, that's an amount of money that needs to be discussed. That's an amount of money that is going to impact inflation. In fact, inflation upon that amount of money. What if you invested that amount of money in a piece of real estate or a home or some land or some proper investments in the stock market? Well, again, inflation on the amount of tax credit is something that needs to be discussed as well. So as you can see, boats are made of fiberglass. Fiberglass is made of oil. Cruise costs are going up. Manufacturing costs are going up. Materials are going up. And really everything else is going up. Let's talk about how inflation would affect you and your yacht business one day soon. Thanks again for tuning in. Captain Patrick out.